Two people can earn the exact same paycheck, work the exact same number of years, and end up in completely different financial lives. And it has almost nothing to do with luck and almost nothing to do with income. It comes down to a single trait, and it isn't intelligence. It's whether saving became part of who they are or stayed something they meant to get around to. Here's the distinction that actually matters. Some people save when there's money left over. Others save first and live on whatever's left. That sounds like a small difference in ordering. It isn't. It's the entire outcome, hiding inside a technicality. The person who saves what's left over is depending on a version of themselves that almost never shows up. The disciplined end-of-month version who remembers to transfer money before it quietly disappears into everything else. Most months, there's nothing left, not because the income was too low, but because spending always expands to fill whatever space is available. This isn't a character flaw. It's just how unstructured money behaves. Without a boundary, it finds a way to spend itself. The person who saves first never has that problem because the decision only gets made once. A fixed percentage, not a specific dollar amount, a percentage moves out the same day the paycheck lands, before it has a chance to feel like spending money at all. What's left becomes the entire budget, automatically, without a single willpower decision required for the rest of the month. This is the part that explains the ordinary paycheck millionaire. It was never about earning enough to have leftovers. It was about treating a fixed slice of every paycheck as non-negotiable. The same way rent is non-negotiable, the same way a tax withholding is non-negotiable. Money that was never really available to spend in the first place because it left before the decision could even be made. Here's why percentage matters more than most people realize. A fixed dollar amount stays frozen while life changes around it. A raise comes through, and the fixed amount that once felt significant starts to feel small, easy to quietly stop contributing to. A percentage grows automatically with every raise, without a single new decision required. 10% of a modest paycheck becomes 10% of a much larger one years later, with the saver never having to consciously decide to save more. The system did it for them. This is also why consistency beats intensity almost every single time. Someone who saves a modest, boring percentage every month for 30 years will, in nearly every real-world scenario, end up with more than someone who saves aggressively for a few excited months and then stops for a year, then starts again, then stops. The stopping is what actually kills it. Not the size of any individual month, but the gaps. Every gap is a month where compounding simply didn't happen. And those months don't get refunded later, no matter how motivated the comeback is. There's an identity shift buried inside all of this that rarely gets talked about. At some point, the person doing this stops thinking of it as a sacrifice and starts thinking of it as just how their money works. The same way someone doesn't think of brushing their teeth as a daily act of discipline. It's not a decision anymore. It's just what happens automatically in the background, whether they're paying attention that week or not. That shift from decision to default is the actual mechanism behind almost every ordinary income millionaire who never had a dramatic story to tell. Meanwhile, the person waiting for a bigger paycheck to start saving is chasing a finish line that keeps moving, because the habit was never the amount. It was the structure. Someone who can't save 10% of a modest income rarely starts saving automatically once the income doubles either, because the spending doubles right along with it, unless the percentage was already locked in before the raise ever arrived. This is the quiet, unglamorous truth sitting underneath almost every version of this story. It was never about how much someone made. It was about whether the saving happened before the spending got a vote, every single time, without exception, for long enough that the decision stopped being a decision at all.